Now for the first race, field of 8, top of the stretch. There's Star to Be and Sam Hodgin, Kilkerran Cloud, Brian Moore, Curious Girl with Sean Shannon, Holly Bat, Herman Renault, Denny's Nad with Gary Vincent, Adio Stephen Elmore White, Vision of Sin, Bertie Charlton, and the trotter Buys a Win with Gary McDonald, and here they come. Clear off. Curious Girl grabs the top from the far outside. Vision of Sin challenging. Up on the inside, Kilkerran Cloud moves to the top. It's Kilkerran Cloud. Then on the outside, Vision of Sin to second. Lapped on the leader. Curious Girl is on the rail now, racing third. Up on the outside, Denny's Nad racing on the fourth. Holly Bat has fifth, and a Star to Be. Adio Stephen and Buys a Win trails the field, but trots up on the outside as they go racing to the quarter. And up on the outside, that is Denny's Nad going to the top. He's the leader as they go by the quarter, 32-2. Denny's Nad on top. Kilkerran Cloud is now racing second. Holly Bat out driving a third. Vision of Sin is now fourth on the rail. Curious Girl has fifth. That is Buys a Win. Star to Be. Adio Stephen. They swing through the stretch now and they come racing to the half. Denny's Nad the leader. Up on the outside, Holly Bat now second. Kilkerran Cloud his third. Then it's Vision of Sin, Curious Girl, Buys a Win trotting up on the outside. Then Adio Stephen and Star to Be as they go by the half and five. They're ready to turn now and racing on to the 5/8 and Denny's Nad. Pacing out on top, Kilkerran Cloud is second. Holly Bat driving third. Vision of Sin is fourth. Curious Girl fifth. Then Buys a Win. Adio Stephen and Star to Be, and they're by the 5/8 pull. Racing on up the backstretch, they go to the three-quarters. It is Denny's Nad, a length and a half. Then Kilkerran Cloud and Holly Bat, Vision of Sin, Curious Girl, Buys a Win, Adio Stephen and Star to Be as they go racing out by the three-quarters. It's 1:38-2. Denny's Nad moved out now by 3 lengths. Kilkerran Cloud and Holly Bat. Vision of Sin, Curious Girl, Buys a Win, Adio Stephen and Star to Be, and they buy the 7/8 now, and Denny's Nad is moving out now before. Denny's Nad and then Kilkerran Cloud and Holly Bat. Vision of Sin looking for room, coming now between horses. Up on the outside, Buys a Win, trots on, and here they are at the line. It is a Denny's Nad, then Buys a Win, Holly Bat, and Adio Stephen gets fourth. Time for the mile, 2:11. Parading now, the winner of our first race, number 5, a Denny's Nad pacing horse, 7 years, by Brett's Valor from Midnight Rainbow, owned by Gilles Levesque of St. Basile, trained and driven by Gary Vincent. The horse scores his first winning trip this season, pacing this afternoon in 2:11. Now the result of the first race, now official. Star to Be, 5th. Kilkerran Cloud was 8th. Curious Girl, 7th. Holly Bat, 3rd. Denny's Nad, your race winner. Adio Stephen was 4th. Vision of Sin, 6th, and Buys a Win, 2nd. Race times quarter, 32-2. The half, 105. Three-quarters, 1:38-2. The time for the mile, 2:11. Your exactor, 5 and 8, paid $51.60. We're all set for the second race. Field of 9, top of the stretch, marks Chip Winston Campbell. Spring River, Ross McDonald. T.J. Rubles with Gary Vincent. Traveling Lady with Steve Mahar. Jeff Down, Steve Downey. Look with John Davidson. Capers, Fancy, Gary McDonald. T.K. Madeir, Ron Robertson. Mormac Doris, Sam Hodgin. Here they come. Clear off, and Mark's Chip is pacing out on top and up on the outside. Jeff Down drives on, is now racing second. And Look is 3 wide, racing on third. They swing around the turn. Mark's Chip the leader. Jeff Down takes cover behind him, racing second on the rail. Look goes up on the outside, is racing third. Capers Fancy gets to fourth. Then it's T.J. Rubles racing fifth. They go on up the backstretch to the quarter, and Mark's Chip the leader, a length and a half. Jeff Down racing second. Look has third. Capers Fancy is fourth. They're by that quarter, 31-1. Off on the outside, Mormac Doris drives on, then T.J. Rubles. then Traveling Lady. In on the rail, that is Spring River, and the trailer, TK Madeira. And they spring off the top turn now, and here they come. Through the stretch, they're racing to the half, and pacing on top, Mark's Chip. Then Jeff down a second. Up on the outside, Mormac Doris racing a third. Look is fourth. Capers Fancy fifth. Then it is a Traveling Lady, Spring River. That is T.J. Huvels and the trailer, TK Madeira, as they swing into the turn now and go racing on to the 5/8. The half is in 3 and 4. It is Mark's Chip and Jeff down. Look is racing third. Now Capers Fancy to fourth. Mormac Doris on the outside park. She hangs a fifth. Then Traveling Lady, Spring River, TK Madeira, T.J. Huvels. On to the 3/4. Mark's Chip is out by 2. Jeff down a second. Look driving a third. Capers Fancy is a fourth. They're by the 3/4, 1:35 and 2, and they're into the top turn. Mark's Chip a 2. Jeff down a second. Then Look and Capers Fancy. Then Traveling Lady, Mormac Doris, Spring River, TK Madeira. They hit the head of the lane and they spring for home, and Mark's Chip with the good lead. Mark's Chip and Jeff down, and Look and Capers Fancy. It is going to be Mark's Chip. A battle on for second. Look is coming on. Here they are at the line. It's Mark's Chip, then Look, and then Jeff down and Capers Fancy. The time for the mile, 2:07 at 1. Parading now the winner of the second race, number 1, Mark's Chip. A bay pacing horse, 4 years, by Nightly Blue Chip out of Terry's Charm. Entered by Janice Hubbard of St. John, trained and driven by Winston Campbell. That's win number 3 this year for Mark's Chip, pacing this afternoon, 2:07 and 1. Result of the second race now, official Mark's Chip, your race winner. Spring River 6th, T.J. Huvels 9th, a Traveling Lady was 5th, Jeff down 3rd, Look was 2nd, Capers Fancy 4th, TK Madeira 8th, Mormac Doris 7th. Times a quarter 31 and 1, the half 103 and 4, the 3/4 135 and 2. Time for the mile, 2:07 and 1. Daily double 5 and 1 paid $34. Quinn on the 1 and 6 paid $7.60, and the Triactive 165 paid $54.20. All set now for the third race. Field of 9 approaching the top of the stretch. Kelly Tuck Ideal with Steve Mahar. Peter Starr, John Davidson, Windcrest, Georgia with Owen Davies. Pee-wee Patty, Gary Vincent, Storygrad, Ross McDonald. Hasty Bick with Ron Robertson. Mountain North with Winston Campbell. Tuxedos Thorpe, Bill Nicholson Jr. Tarport T.J. with Gary McDonald. And here they come. Clear off. Peter Starr grabs the top, and Kelly Tuck Ideal. Racing a second. Starry again on the outside. Racing a third. Tuxedos Thorpe is a fourth. That is Tarport T.J. Windcrest to Georgia. Pee-wee Patty, Hasty Bick, Mountain North trailing. They're by the 8th and on up the backstretch to the quarter. And Kelly Tuck Ideal has the top. He's out by a length and a half, and Peter Starr on the rail racing a second. Tuxedos Thorpe, she's third. Starry Grad is racing a fourth. Tarport T.J. Pee-wee Patty, Windcrest, Georgia. Mountain North and Hasty Bick the quarter, 31 and 1. They're into the top turn. It is Kelly Tuck Ideal. A length and a half, and Peter Starr second but 2. Tuxedos Thorpe. Starry Grad is fourth. Pee-wee Patty driving up fifth on the outside. Then Tarport T.J. Windcrest, Georgia, Mountain North, and Hasty Bick, and through the stretch they come. They're racing to the half. Kelly Tuck Ideal by 2. Then Peter Starr and Tuxedos Thorpe rushing up to second. Behind her with cover goes Starry Grad. They were by the half in 3 and 4. Into the turn, they race on to the 5/8. Kelly Tuck Ideal. Tuxedos Thorpe racing a second. Peter Starr third. Starry Grad outside fourth with cover. Tarport T.J. Pee-wee Patty, Windcrest, Georgia, Mountain North, and Hasty Bick. And they go to the 3/4. It is Kelly Tuck Ideal and Tuxedos Thorpe. 3 wide. Starry Grad is third. Peter Starr racing a fourth. Then Pee-wee Patty, Tarport T.J. 34 and 4 by the 3/4 into the top turn. Kelly Tuck Ideal, Starry Grad. Now to second, Tuxedo's Thorpe and Peter Star. Pee Wee Patty Mountain North, Windcrest, Georgia, Tarport TJ, Hasty Bick. They swing for home. Pacing on top of it is Kelly Tuck Ideal with Starry Grad. Coming up on the outside. Kelly Tuck Ideal is on the inside. Starry Grad coming up on the outside. Here they are at the line. Kelly Tuck Ideal, Starry Grad, tight for Shaw, Windcrest, Georgia, and Pee Wee Patty. And the time for the mile, 2:07 and 1. Resettle the third race now official. Kelly Tuck Ideal, your race winner. Peter Star, 7th. Windcrest, Georgia, 4th. Pee Wee Patty, 3rd. Starry Grad was 2nd. Hasty Bick was 6th. Mountain North, 5th. Tuxedo's Thorpe was 8th. Tarport TJ, 9th. Times quarter 34 and 1. The half 102 and 4. 3/4 134 and 4. And the mile 27 and 1. Exactive 1 and 5 paid 21.20. Triactive 154 paid 39.50. All set now for the fourth race. We have a field of 7 approaching the top of the stretch. There's BJ Denver with Steve Mahar, PHF Llewellyn, Doug Falcons. Cable Vision with Brian Moore. Hold the Line at Ross McDonald. Good Front with Ivan Davies. AC's Peter with Steve Mason. Charlotte's Tessie with Gary McDonald, and here they come. They're off. PHF Llewellyn grabs the top of the AC's Peter challenging on the outside. They're neck and neck into the turn with BJ Denver. On the rail is a 3rd. Driving up on the outside, Charlotte's Tessie now 4th, goes to the rail. Then it's Cable Vision, Hold the Line, Good Front trails. Up the backstretch now, they go to the quarter. PHF Llewellyn pacing on top of the length. AC's Peter is 2nd. BJ Denver 3rd. Charlotte's Tessie's racing 4th. Then Cable Vision, Hold the Line, and Good Front the trailers. They go racing out by the quarter. By the quarter, 31 and 4. They're rid of the top turn. It's PHF Llewellyn. AC's Peter racing 2nd. BJ Denver is 3rd. Cable Vision on the move comes to 4th. Charlotte's Tessie now 5th. Hold the Line outside with cover. Good Front trails on the rail and through the stretch. They come racing to the half. It is PHF Llewellyn. She's the leader-elect. Then up on the outside now, BJ Denver gets to 2nd. AC's Peter is 3rd. Cable Vision 4th now with cover. Charlotte's Tessie on the rail. Hold the Line outside. And Good Front in the half and 5. Into the turn now, they drive on to the 5/8, and BJ Denver has gone to the top. He's out by 2, making it more as they go by the 5/8. BJ Denver now with 3.5. PHF Llewellyn. Cable Vision driving up to 3rd. Hold the Line 3 wide, racing 4th. In between horses, Charlotte's Tessie. Then AC's Peter and Good Front trailing as they go to the 3/4. Hold the Line skipping, but he's back pacing quickly. 136 and 4 by the 3/4. Into the top turn, BJ Denver's out by 6 lengths. Then it's Cable Vision is 2nd. Charlotte's Tessie down 3rd. Hold the Line is 4th. AC's Peter, Good Front, PHF Llewellyn. Heading home, it is BJ Denver. Cable Vision driving 2nd. Charlotte's Tessie has 3rd. AC's Peter is coming on. It's going to be BJ Denver, Cable Vision coming on. Here they are at the line. BJ Denver, Cable Vision. Too tight to call for Shaw between Good Front. Then Charlotte's Tessie and AC's Peter. And the time of the mile, 2:08 and 2. Parading now the winner of the 4th race, number 1, BJ Denver. Bay pacing horse 5 years. He's by Lehigh, Hanover, out of Kimmy's Whim. Owned by Don Bailey of Fredericton, trained by John Davies, Steve Mahar driving. The horse gets win number 3 this year. It's his fastest. This afternoon at 2:08 and 2. Now the result of the 4th race now official. BJ Denver, your race winner. PHF Llewellyn 7th. Cable Vision was 2nd. Hold the Line 6th. Good Front was 5th. AC's Peter was third, and Charlotte's Tessie fourth. Race times quarter 31 and 4, the half 105. 3/4 136 and 4, and the mile 28 and 2. Quinella 13 paid 18.90. Exacta 13 paid 43.60. We're all set for the fifth race. Field of 8 approaching top of the stretch. There's Arbor Cold Town with Colleen Clancy. Sis Beep Babe, Ivan Davies, Rockville Tom, Winston Campbell. Sammy Seal with Gary McDonald, Boot Hill Hideaway, John Davidson. Lewis's Pride with Steve Mahar, Shalom Allison, Ross McDonald. Maryland Breeze, Doug Falcons, and here they come. They're off in Rockville Tom to the top on the outside. Sis Beep Babe racing with him on the inside. Maryland Breeze gets to third. Boot Hill Hideaway racing on the outside fourth. Sammy Seal has a fifth. Lewis's Pride outside sixth. And Arbor Cold Town. Shalom Allison trailing. They go up the backstretch for Rockville Tom a length. Up on the outside, Boot Hill Hideaway gets to second. He goes swinging for the lead. In there, neck it now. Boot Hill Hideaway grabs the top on the outside. Then on the rail, Rockville Tom is second. Sis Beep Babe racing third. Quarter 31. That is Maryland Breeze. Sammy Seal, Shalom Allison is on the move. Then Lewis's Pride. Arbor Cold Town trails. Around the top turn, Boot Hill Hideaway. Rockville Tom is racing second. They're by the 3/8 swinging through the stretch. Here they come. They're racing to the half. It is Boot Hill Hideaway. Up on the outside of Rockville Tom, challenging a second. Then Maryland Breeze gets to third with cover. Sis Beep Babe, Shalom Allison, Sammy Seal, Arbor Cold Town, and Lewis's Pride. They're by the half and 3-1. Out of the turn they go racing to the 5/8, and the leader Boot Hill Hideaway on the outside of Rockville Tom, challenging a second. Sis Beep Babe third on the rail. Maryland Breeze outside fourth. Shalom Allison swings out 3 wide, racing on. Gets to fourth, is now third, and going on is now second. Shalom Allison is now pacing on top and moving away. Boot Hill Hideaway is second. Maryland Breeze up 3 wide, gets to third. Then it is Rockville Tom, 3/4 35 and 2. Sis Beep Babe, Sammy Seal looking for room. Arbor Cold Town, Lewis's Pride around the turn. Shalom Allison but 2. Maryland Breeze racing second. Boot Hill Hideaway third. At the head of the lane, it is Shalom Allison with Maryland Breeze racing a second. Boot Hill Hideaway has third. Sis Beep Babe, it is Shalom Allison with Maryland Breeze coming on. It is Shalom Allison at the line. Shalom Allison, Maryland Breeze, Sammy Seal, and Boot Hill Hideaway. And the time for the mile, 2:07 and 3. Parading now the winner of the fifth race, number 7, Shalom Allison. Bay pacing, gelding, 6 years, Batar Porter from Trixie Detzer. 0-5, Bruce Hatson of St. Stephen, and Dr. Brian Phillips of Oromocto. Trained and driven by Ross McDonald. The horse gets his 4th winning trip this season, pacing this afternoon into 7 and 3. Result of the fifth race, now official. Arbor Cold Town 4th, Sis Beep Babe was 7th, Rockville Tom 8th, Sammy Seal 3rd, Boot Hill Hideaway 5th, Lewis's Pride 6th, Shalom Allison, your race winner, Maryland Breeze 2nd. Times quarter 31, the half 103 and 1, 3/4 135 and 2, and the mile 2:07 and 3. Exacta 7 and 8 paid 34.90. Triactus 784 paid 205.90. We're all set now for the sixth race, and we have a field of 8 approaching the top of the stretch. There's Offshore Oil with John Davidson, Mormac Coral, Doug Falcons, Demand Control with Gary McDonald, Miramichi Leslie, Ross McDonald, Times 2, Winston Campbell, J.G. Bertie Charlton, Flying Pen, Gary Vincent, Willoway's Bats, Sam Hodgin. Here they come. Clear off Miramichi Leslie, the leader, and up on the outside, Flying Pen. Now J.G. between horses second. Flying Pen at times 2. Round the turn, it's Miramichi Leslie. She leads by 2. JG gets to second. Flying Pen up on the outside third. And times 2 is off stride in the inquiry sign going up. Interference breaks to Mac Coral. As they race on up the backstretch, now they go on to the quarter. And it's Miramichi Leslie, JG racing second. Flying Pen third. Demand Control gets to fourth. Offshore Oil is fifth. Whittaway Spats a quarter 32. Then Mac Coral. Times 2 pulling up. Quarter 32. And the inquiry sign is up. They swing around the top turn and pacing on top. It is Miramichi Leslie with JG racing a second. They swing off the top turn, come on through the stretch and race to the half. Miramichi Leslie shows the way. JG is racing second. Flying Pen has a third. Demand Control outside fourth with cover. Then it's Offshore Oil, Whittaway Spats, Mac Coral, and times 2 has pulled up a half and 4 and 2. They race out of the turn now and drive on to the 5/8. Miramichi Leslie the leader, JG second, Flying Pen third. Demand Control is fourth. Offshore Oil moving up on the inside. Far back Whittaway Spats and Mac Coral on up the backstretch now. They go racing to the 3/4. It is Miramichi Leslie by 2. JG and Flying Pen. Demand Control is fourth. Offshore Oil is fifth again. Then Whittaway Spats and Mac Coral 1:36 and 3 by the 3/4 around the top turn. Miramichi Leslie by 3. Then JG, Flying Pen, Demand Control, Offshore Oil by the 7/8. Now they come swinging home. It is Miramichi Leslie, JG, Flying Pen, Demand Control. Coming to the wire, it is Miramichi Leslie all alone. Demand Control and Flying Pen and JG, here they are at the line. It's Miramichi Leslie, tight for second, third, and fourth. Demand Control, Flying Pen, JG. The time for the mile, 2:08 and 1, and the inquiry sign is up. Possible interference on the first turn. And the result of the 6th race now official. Offshore Oil 5th. Mac Coral 6th. Demand Control the 2nd. Miramichi Leslie, your race winner. Times 2 did not finish. No interference in that. JG was 4th. Flying Pen 3rd. Whittaway Spats was 7th. Race times quarter 32 seconds. The half 1:04 and 2. 3/4 1:36 and 3. And the mile in 2:08 and 1. Your exacta 4 and 3 paid $14. We're all set for the 7th race. Field of 7 approaching top of the stretch. Some Quick with Ross McDonald. Bold Top Bill, Gary McDonald, Mickey Freeze, Tolly Haig. Billy's Flirt, Wayne Sprague. Gambling Dog, Steve Mahar. Turnpike's Tequila, Doug Falcons. Matt's Jet, Herman Renault. Here they come. Clear off. Billy's Flirt grabs the top. Gambling Doug outside, racing second. Mickey Freeze third. Some Quick in on the rail. Racing on. They swing around the turn. It is Billy's Flirt up by 3. Gambling Doug racing now 2 seconds. Some Quick is third. Mickey Freeze gets to the rail is fourth. Bold Top Bill has fifth. Up the backstretch now, racing onto the quarter. Billy's Flirt a length. Then Gambling Doug racing a second. Some Quick is third. Mickey Freeze has fourth. Bold Top Bill. Then it is Turnpike's Tequila. Matt's Jet the trailer as they go racing off by the quarter by that marker 32 and 2. Racing into the top turns, Billy's Flirt the leader a length. Gambling Doug racing second. Some Quick is third. Here comes Mickey Freeze. Moving out fourth from the outside behind with cover comes Bold Top Bill. Then Turnpike's Tequila, Matt's Jet, and they spring through the stretch. And they come racing to the half out. From second comes Gambling Doug. Bidding for the top, and Billy's Flirt holds it. Gambling Doug racing a second. Mickey Freeze to third. Some Quick fourth. Bold Top Bill is the fifth. The half and 5 and 4. That is Turnpike's Tequila and Matt's Jet, and around the turn they go. Racing now to the 5/8. Billy's Flirt. Gambling Doug is second. Some Quick in the rail third. Outside Mickey Freeze fourth. Bold Top Bill, Turnpike's Tequila, Matt's Jet. Racing to the 3/4. It is Billy's Flirt. Up on the outside, Gambling Doug racing second. They're neck and Gambling Doug gets a nose in front. Gambling Doug and Billy's Flirt and Mickey Freeze third again by the 3/4, 38. Into the top turn, the leader Gambling Doug. On the outside, Mickey Freeze, then Billy's Flirt and some quick board top Bill. Then it's Turnpike's Tequila, Matt's Jet, and they swing for home. It is Gambling Doug with Mickey Freeze driving a second. Billy's Flirt some quick. It is Gambling Doug. Mickey Freeze coming on. Gonna be Gambling Doug, Mickey Freeze. Here they are at the line. Gambling Doug, Mickey Freeze. Then Turnpike's Tequila and Matt's Jet. And the time for the mile, 2:10. Parading now with his third winner this afternoon, Steve Mahar, this time with number 5, Gambling Doug. Chestnut Pacing Gelding, 7 years by Valdez Hanover from Johnson's Tammy. Owned and trained by Bertie Charlton of St. John. It's win number 1 this year for Gambling Doug, with a mile in 2:07. And that completes the driving triple so far this afternoon for Steve Mahar, winning earlier with Kelly Tuck Ideal at BJ Denver. Result of the 7th race now official. Some Quick was 7th. Bold Top Bill 5th. Mickey Freeze was 2nd. Billy's Flirt 6th. Gambling Doug, your race winner. Turnpike's Tequila was 3rd. Matt's Jet was 4th. Race times quarter 32 and 2. Half 105 and 4. 3/4 138 and 3. And the time for the mile 2:10. Daily Double 4-5 returned $9.70. The Quinella 3 and 5 paid $6.80, and the Triacta 5-3-6 paid $21.90. All set now for the 8th race. Field of 7 approaching top of the stretch. Lady Tricia, Bill Nicholson. Meadows Shadow, Mark Collett. Bayside Nancy, Ivan Davies. Hilltop Motoring, Winston Campbell. John Pfeiffer, Steve Mahar. Tis a Cloud, Owen Davies. CRSD with Gary McDonald, and here they come. They're off. Lady Tricia has the lead. Bayside Nancy in between horses. Hilltop Motoring 3 wide is 3rd. Head of the turn, Lady Tricia moves out. Bayside Nancy's racing a 2nd. Meadows Shadows moved up on the rail. Now racing a 3rd as they go by the 8th pole. On up the backstretch, racing on to the quarter. Lady Tricia up on the outside. Bayside Nancy racing on 2nd. Hilltop Motoring 3 wide goes on. Is now 2nd. Tis a Cloud outside. Then Meadows Shadow, John Pfeiffer, and the trailer CRSD, the quarter 30 and 2/5. Out of the top turn, Lady Tricia and Hilltop Motoring. He backs off, settles for cover, and behind the leader. Then 'Tis a Cloud now 3rd. Bayside Nancy has a 4th. Meadows Shadow, John Pfeiffer, and CRSD. They swing through the stretch, and here they come. Through the stretch, they're racing to the half. Lady Tricia pacing on top. Then it's Hilltop Motoring and 'Tis a Cloud. Bayside Nancy, John Pfeiffer, Meadows Shadow, and CRSD as they go by the half. 1:01 and 4. Round the turn, they go racing to the 5/8. It is Lady Tricia, Hilltop Motoring. John Pfeiffer now 3rd. Then 'Tis a Cloud. Bayside Nancy, CRSD, and Meadows Shadow. On to the 3/4. Lady Tricia, now John Pfeiffer. John Pfeiffer, Lady Tricia, 'Tis a Cloud, Hilltop Motoring. Bayside Nancy, CRSD, Meadows Shadow as they go by the 3/4 in 34 and 2. Top turn, John Pfeiffer by 2. On the outside, 'Tis a Cloud now 2nd. Lady Tricia 3rd. Hilltop Motoring 4th. Then Bayside Nancy, CRSD, Meadows Shadow. They hit the head of the lane and they swing for home. It is John Pfeiffer with a good lead. John Pfeiffer moving away. 'Tis a Cloud. Lady Tricia, Hilltop Motoring, CRSD. It is John Pfeiffer at the line. Gonna beat John Pfeiffer. 'Tis a Cloud. Hilltop Motoring tight for 4th, maybe CRSD. Time for the mile, 2:05 and 4. And returning now with his fourth winner this afternoon, Steve Mahar, this time with number 5, John Pfeiffer, Bay Pacing Horse, 8 years. He's by Storm Dancer from Hoodway Lady. On but John McMulkin of Fredericton, trained and driven by Steve Mahar. Win number 3 this year for John Pfeiffer, his fastest, 2:05 and 4, and the 4th this afternoon for Steve Mahar. Result of the 8th race now official. Lady Tricia 5th, Meadows Shadow 6th, Bayside Nancy 7th, Hilltop Motoring was 3rd, John Pfeiffer, your race putter. Tis a Cloud was 2nd, CRSD was 4th. Race times the quarter 30 and 2/5, the half 1:01 and 4, 3/4 1:34 and 2, time for the mile 2:05 and 4. Your Quinella 56 paid $27.70. The Triacta 564 returned to 4:17.30. Field of 7, top of the stretch, Spoil Sport, Ross McDonald of Bouvier, Steve Mason. Legitimate Power, Rodko again. Good Advice, Bobby Craig. Smooth Ride, Winston Campbell. Ragtime Skipper, Steve Mahar. Scarborn Tom with Gary McDonald. Here they come. Clear off, and Good Advice steps out. He grabs the top. Then Smooth Ride gets to 2nd. Ragtime Skipper's 3rd. Scarborn Tom wings up on the outside and going on. Is now 3rd around the turn. Good Advice out by 3. Smooth Ride 2nd. Scarborn Tom driving on to 2nd now. Smooth Ride is racing 3rd. Ragtime Skipper has a 4th. Legitimate Power's 5th on the outside. That is Spoiled Sport and LeBouvier trails as they race to the quarter. And Good Advice is cutting it out. He's on top by 3 lengths with Scarborn Tom racing 2nd, the quarter 29 and 4. Round the top turn, Good Advice by 3 lengths. Scarborn Tom 2nd by 6. Smooth Ride is racing 3rd. Then it's Ragtime Skipper, Spoiled Sport, LeBouvier. Legitimate Power's on the run, and they swing on through the stretch, come racing to the half, and Good Advice shows the way. Scarborn Tom racing is 2nd, Smooth Ride is 3rd, and the Inquiry side is up. Then it's Ragtime Skipper, Spoiled Sport, LeBouvier, and Legitimate Power, and they're by the half 1:01. Around the turn they go. Racing now to the 5/8, Good Advice but 2. Scarborn Tom is racing 2nd, Smooth Ride 3rd, Ragtime Skipper, Spoiled Sport, LeBouvier, Legitimate Power out of contention. They're on their way to the 3/4. It's still Good Advice but 2. Scarborn Tom is 2nd. Ragtime Skipper going up on the outside. He gets to 3rd. Smooth Ride is racing 4th. Then it is a Spoil Sport and LeBouvier, the 3/4 1:33. Round the top turn, Good Advice by 2. Ragtime Skipper closing in on the leader, racing a strong 2nd and coming on. They're at the 7/8 pole now, and they swing for home. It is Good Advice with Ragtime Skipper coming up a strong 2nd. Spoil Sport comes to 3rd. He's closing fast. Good Advice, Ragtime Skipper now. Ragtime Skipper coming to the top. Here they are. Ragtime Skipper, and here they are at the line. Ragtime Skipper, Good Advice. Tight for Shaw between Smooth Ride and Spoil Sport. And the time for the mile, 2:05 and 4. Now the result of the 9th race now official. Spoiled Sport was 3rd. LeBouvier 6th. Legitimate Power 7th. Good Advice was 2nd. Smooth Ride 4th. Ragtime Skipper, your race winner, and Scarborn Tom was 5th. Times the quarter 29 and 4, the half at 1:01. 3/4 1:33. The mile 2:05 and 4. Quinella 4 and 6 paid $4.80. Triacta 641 paid $173.10. Tenth race, top of the stretch. We have Crafty Star Doug Falcons, Flag Sundance Steve Mahar, Verbatim Tony Haig, Revelry N Ross McDonald, Dolomite Irish Winston Campbell, Fiji with Gary McDonald, Columbia Luke Peter DeCarton, Miramichi Dash with John Davidson. Here they come. They're off in Dolomite Irish, going to the top and on the inside. Revelry N is racing second. Fiji Wings up on the outside third. Crafty Star fourth. Flag Sundance is fifth. Then it is Verbatim, Columbia Luke, Miramichi Dash trailing. Up the backstretch now on way to the quarter. Automate Irish and Revelry N. Fiji is third. Crafty Star fourth. Flag Sundance is fifth. Then Verbatim, Columbia Luke, and Miramichi Dash trailing. Automate Irish the leader as they go racing on by the quarter. And by that marker, 31 and 4. Into the top turn, Automate Irish. Revelry N racing second. Fiji has a third. Crafty Star is a fourth. Flag Sundance is a fifth. Crafty Star out rushing now, and Flag Sundance takes cover behind him. Then Verbatim, Columbia Luke, Miramichi Dash. Through the stretch they come racing to the half. Automate Irish the leader. Then it is a Revelry N. Crafty Star outside third. Fiji is fourth. Flag Sundance fifth. Then Verbatim, Miramichi Dash going to the inside. Columbia Luke now trails. They were by the half. 105 and 2 and around the turn they go. Racing to the 5/8. Automate Irish the leader. Then up on the outside, Crafty Star. Revelry N is a third. Flag Sundance fourth. Fiji's racing a fifth. Then up on the outside, Verbatim, Columbia Luke and Miramichi Dash going to the three-quarters. Crafty Star has moved out now by 2. Flag Sundance has gone to second. Automate Irish spent racing third. Verbatim now goes to a third. Automate Irish now a fourth. Columbia Luke, Revelry N, Miramichi Dash, and Fiji. They come to the 7/8, and it is Crafty Star but 2. Flag Sundance, Verbatim a strong third coming on. Heading home, Crafty Star, Verbatim, and Flag Sundance. Crafty Star with Verbatim up strong on the outside. Verbatim to the top. Here they are at the line. Verbatim, Crafty Star, Flag Sundance, and Columbia Luke. Time for the mile, 2:09 and 4. At the line now, the winner of the 10th race, number 3, Verbatim. Black pacing horse, 10 years for Columbia George from Shifting Sands. On by Hazen Ashley of St. Stephen, trained by John Davies, with Tony Haig driving. That's the 5th winning trip this year for Verbatim. And this afternoon, 2:09 and 4. Race out of the 10th race, now official. Crafty Star was second. Flags Sundance third. Verbatim, your race winner. Revelry N was 5th. Automate Irish 7th. Fiji was 8th. Columbia Luke 4th. Miramichi Dash for 6th. Times the quarter, 31 and 4. The half, 105 and 2. Three-quarters, 138 and 3. The mile, 2:09 and 4. Exacta 3 and 1, paid 41.20. Triacta 312, paid 79.90. And we're all set now for the third and final leg of the Canadian Club Winterlude Classic. First at $1,500, field of 5, top of the stretch. P.H. Allen with Ivan Davies, Riverview Boy, Wayne Sprague. Maple Grove Shadow with Winston Campbell, Kiowa, Almahurst, Gary McDonald, Sugar Skipper Bobby Craig, and here they come. They're off neck and neck, getting out of their Kiowa, Almahurst on the outside, Maple Grove Shadow on the inside. They're neck and neck. On the outside, Kiowa, Almahurst, Maple Grove Shadow on the inside. They're at it neck and neck as they race on by the 8th. Up the backstretch, the Shadow moves out a length. Kiowa, Almahurst racing a second. Riverview Boy on the rail, he is third. Back 4 lengths to P.H. Allen racing 4th. Another 4 to Sugar Skipper. She's racing a 5th as they go by the opening quarter. At 29 and 3, they swing into the top turn. Maple Grove Shadow a length. Kiowa, Almahurst is second. Riverview Boy third. P.H. Allen is a 4th. And Sugar Skipper trails 5th as they come by the 3/8 down and swing on through the stretch. Racing to the half, it is Maple Grove a Shadow. Kiowa, Almahurst is a second. Riverview Boy third. P.H. Allen, Sugar Skipper. Maple Grove Shadow by a length and a half. Kiowa, Almahurst racing a second by 2. Riverview Boy, then P.H. Allen, and Sugar Skipper the half. 101 and 2. Round the turn, they race on to the 5/8. It is Maple Grove Shadow a length. Kiowa Almahurst is second. They're by the 5/8, and they go to the 3/4 now. Maple Grove is Shadow. Kiowa Almahurst racing is second. Riverview Boy. P.H. Allen moving up fourth on the outside. Sugar Skipper goes behind him. Now Maple Grove Shadow is up at 2.5 as they go by the 3/4. 132 and 4. Into the top turn, Maple Grove Shadow. On top now by 3. Kiowa Almahurst is racing second. P.H. Allen comes to third. Riverview Boy and Sugar Skipper, and they swing for home. It is Maple Grove Shadow, then Kiowa Almahurst. P.H. Allen driving a third. Sugar Skipper, Riverview Boy. Here they are at the line. It is Maple Grove, a Shadow, then Kiowa Almahurst, P.H. Allen, Sugar Skipper, and Riverview Boy. Time for the mile, 2:04. And now the winner of the Canadian Club Winterlude Classic, number 3, Maple Grove Shadow, winning all 3 legs. He's a chestnut pacing horse, 4 years, maritime bred by Exemplar Shadow from Quaker Lady, owned by Winston Campbell, now of St. John, on the Maple Grove farm of Murray River, Prince Edward Island, trained and driven by Winston Campbell. Maple Grove Shadow sweeping the series, and he has had 4 starts this year and 4 wins, and his win this afternoon in 2:04, a season's record for Exhibition Park. We're pleased once again to have with us Danny Randon, on behalf of our sponsor, making the cooler presentation to Maple Grove Shadow, also a trophy presentation. Congratulations then to Winston Campbell and the Maple Grove Farm, and to Maple Grove Shadow, winning the Canadian Club Winterlude Classic. Now the result of the 11th race, now official. P.H. Allen was third, Riverview Boy fifth, Maple Grove Shadow, your race winner. Kiowa Almahurst was second, Sugar Skipper fourth. Race times, the quarter, 29 and 3. The half, 101 and 2. 3/4, 132 and 4. And the time for the mile, 2:04. A season's mark for Exhibition Park. Your exacta 3 and 4, paid $5.30. The triacta 3.